What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this hot hump day Wednesday. It's pretty warm where I'm at. I think it's 91 degrees out. But I came across this story right here, and it's a shame. As you can see right here, it says fentanyl death of 14-year-old boy found buried in shallow grave was a homicide, coroner says. Wow. And with, this opioid and fentanyl deaths, you know what I'm saying? Among a lot of the so-called European people. The way I see it, it's a shame, but it's what the brother Malcolm X said, chickens has come home to roost. And also what our Father the Word says in his word, you reap what you sow. Because in the crack era, the epidemic of crack back in the 80s, well, we had a lot of our people that was strung out on crack. But we also know that the enemy set traps to flood the inner cities in this country with crack. But yet and still, that doesn't mean that they should have partook in that. It's just like I said, we have choices that we will be responsible for making. You can set traps like for rodents. Now cunning mouse or rat will be like, well, I'm not gonna eat the cheese out of there because if I do, it might be the end of my life. So my thing is this: we have to take some responsibility for the things that we bring on ourselves, regardless of the traps that the enemies laid for our people. Okay? But here, the roles are reversed now. And it is a lot of so-called European people that are dying by these drugs like fentanyl and opioids. Okay? It's a shame. But to get in the story, I guess this is the 14-year-old kid right here. Looks a little older than that. But says Ohio authorities have revealed that fentanyl played a role in the death of 14-year-old Jonathan Bernard, whose body was found in mid-April, buried in a shallow grave mere days after he'd been reported missing. The Carroll County coroner has determined that Bernard's death was a homicide and was caused by an acute fentanyl intoxication. The search for Bernard, who went missing April 13, ended on April 19th, after his remains were recovered from the grounds of a farm in Washington Township. According to police, Bernard disappeared while helping a 29-year-old man on a farm in New Harrisburg, Ohio. No arrest has been made in the case. Okay, right there. Why hasn't there been arrest made in the case? Don't you all think that it should be? I do. He was last seen with a 29-year-old man. Have y'all at least questioned this guy? But to get back into the story, homicide and death investigation and forensics medicine simply means that the death was caused by the actions of omission of another person. Carroll County Coroner Dr. Mendel Hess said in a statement, some of these deaths may be subjected to criminal prosecution. Others are not. Coroner's rulings are not determined off any legal outcome. Man, they come up with all kinds of shit, to actually waive, justice from people being brought to justice when it comes down to shit they do. The investigation into the circumstances surrounding Bernard's death continues. Carroll County Sheriff's Dale Williams said, "This investigation is active. Reads a statement from Williams. Dr. Hess has completed his work, which is very important to our investigation. But the coroner's determinations are not conclusive of criminal investigations. My deputies continue to work the case, and we are also working with other agencies such as the FBI and the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations together and evaluate the evidence," Williams said. "This takes time and we want to be thorough. I also want the public to know that they are safe." Well, he died from fentanyl poisoning. You know what I mean? Intoxication. At the very least, whoever this 29-year-old man is, he should be questioned. That's who should be investigated. Because what was he doing in a shallow grave? I mean, I don't understand that. Seemed like to me they could have been doing drugs together. And this guy right here overdosed. The young, the 14-year-old, he overdosed. And this 29-year-old dude covered the shit up and hid the body. And there it was. That's what it seems like, the possibilities are to me. That's what it seems, But back in the story, Carroll County prosecuting attorney Steve Barnett agreed with Williams that the investigation is still ongoing and it is carefully being pursued with a deliberate speed. We will take appropriate legal action when we are comfortable that the investigation is sufficiently complete. Do so. Makes no sense to me. I mean, it's a damn shame, though. This country right here is just a drug infested ass hellhole. You know what I mean? Anytime these children can get their hands on these drugs, they use them or sell them. Which we know a lot of times adults be behind this shit. It's a damn shame. Messed up. But this is the price you pay when you live lawless, and that this country rapidly coming up on living lawless. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this. I like to hear y'all comments. See y'all comments and hear y'all opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James, and I'm out. Peace.